Hello and welcome to an update of the to harvest or not to harvest bins and the baiting out using the cup with the holes in it. So, I'm sorry if I sound a little nasally, but I'm fighting a very nasty cold. And I hope I don't go into coughing fits. So this is going to be the second time we're going to get that cup out of here. And we put in last week 5 ounces of food. And let's see. There are probably a lot of worms in there. Yes, I can see a lot of worms in there. So let's see. On the scale, let's see, we have our scale here. We will zero it out. There we go. Now let's do this carefully. Take out the worms in the cup. Try not to drop any of them. And see what is the weight. Okay, so we have 7.5, which means that we have about 2.5 ounces of worms in there. So let me again spread it out on some plastic to see what they look like, and then I'll put them into a different system. Okay, so I emptied that cup, and we do have some babies we have to be careful with. But in general, this is what it looks like. So really nice. And like this, it doesn't, I don't think it stresses out the worms because they make their own way to the food. Just like my horizontal migration method. So this is a good way to, I guess, get any worms that may have gone through the sifter, or if you don't sift, if maybe your castings are too wet and you just don't sift, that's a good way to do it as well. So let me get these guys into their new system and we will rebait this cup. It's also falling apart. I wonder, I could probably leave it in a system somewhere and see if it'll compost. Probably will. But let me get these guys into a new system, and then I will rebait that cup. Okay, so now we are ready to put some new. Oh, let's get this one done. New bedding. Hopefully, I don't mess this up too much. So this is some kitchen waste mixed in with coffee grounds, eggshell, some shredded cardboard and paper, just all mixed in together. I don't want to pack it in. I just want to make it nice and light and fluffy for them so they can easily go in there through the little holes I made. So this looks like it's, oh, because I brought it all the way to the top. Well, that's okay. Well, no, we don't need that much. Let's take off a bit. It's be too much food. I don't think there's that many worms left in there because I also took out the worms from that particular bin for my Goldilocks experiment. Oops, you know what, let me try and make it, I'm trying to make it an even number. I don't know why, but There we go. So I got it to 6. Okay, so 6 ounces this time. Let's put it into the bin, backfill, just like before, all the way to the top, and let those wormies go and get it. Okay, so altogether I've gotten, so 2 times 3, that's 6 ounces, and the week before was 4 ounces, and so that plus 2.5, that's 12.5 ounces. So let's say around 12 ounces of worms from this bin, and I think it's probably close to being done. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to start baiting the second bin. We have a lot less material in here because this bin has been harvested. And here are these guys waiting for me to feed them, right? Yeah. Okay, so let's see what we have going on for them. Let me go back to the scale and we'll get these guys fed up as well. Okay, so this bait cup has 5.5 ounces. And again, it has all the holes, fairly large, all the way around. And we need to create a space here. There's not as much castings here, so I want to make sure everything's going to be really nice and moist all the way around, so these guys feel comfortable going in here. Here we go. You're just going to kind of put it all around, keep it all nice and moist, and let it attract those guys. I forgot the cover on this, but you know what? I can use this, it's okay. I'm sure they'll make their way to it. And we'll check back next week and see how these guys are doing as well, because we have to compare what we get from this bin and what we get in here as well. So it's a good thing I have it all on film, that way I won't get confused. Okay, so these guys are all fed up as well, and we'll see what we get next week. Thanks for joining me.